Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with SC2GG Rise and Cholera SC, if you're talking about YouTube counts there. I'm the only commentator, I think, with just a plain old name as my YouTube account, for some reason. But that's beside the point, because there are more important matters at hand here, namely Bisu versus Firebathero. This is the winner's match of the MSL, a ClubDay MSL. This is the Group D, the winner's match. So basically, whoever wins this game is advancing to the round of 16. So this is going to be a very exciting, very tense matchup. The loser, however, is not completely eliminated. They will then get to face the winner of the loser's match in one final epic battle for advancement. So it'll be interesting to see. Firebathero took out a very nice win against Much in his first game. Bisu owning Backho. I'm anxious to see if Firebathero is going to be able to pull out something against Bisu. I mean, Firebathero was on a very Terran-favored map. He used the map to his advantage in the first game. He's not going to have as much of a map advantage on this. Well, I guess he kind of will, actually. Byzantium's pretty good for Terrans, too. So, never mind. He might take another map win on this one. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's important to note, though, that Bisu may be arguably... Well, actually, no, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who would be the better Protoss playing against Firebathero right now. And actually, I'd say it's pretty even between Bisu and Much. Both players are, for the most part, they have pretty solid games. So I think if the fact that Firebathero was able to take out Much, I think he has some hope, at least in this game, to do the same with Bisu. However, he's going to have his work cut out for him, because I am not entirely convinced that the game that he won against Much was as solid of a game as he ended up having, purely because Much went for the 14 Nexus, and basically he took the opportunity to squelch that as quick as possible. So again, Firebathero he's gonna have to prove himself again in this match, unless he goes through some other cheese. But it looks like he's gonna go for the standard straight to factory build before expanding. And Bisu, on the other hand, seems to also be doing the same non-quick expansion build. So again, this is definitely going to go into the mid to late game, in my opinion, based off of what we're seeing so far with these standard builds.
Yeah, absolutely. Byzantium, you were right, Moletrap is very, very Protoss, Terran favored in the TVP matchup. I just looked at the stats. I believe it is, out of the games played, it is 1-4 for the original map, Byzantium 1, between Protoss and Terran. So that is ridiculous. Only 1 out of 5 games were won by Protoss, the other 4 or 5 by Terran. I think mainly it's because you have that natural expansion on the high ground, which is relatively easy to hold, and you have just a lot of ridges where siege tanks become very critical. You have that large sort of a ridge around your main base that holds 2 expansions, and you can hold that fairly easily against any kind of Protoss attack. They all have to go uphill, up one of 2 ramps to be able to reach you. Looks like Firebathero is going to take advantage of the relatively easy to hold expansion by looks like he's going to, well, actually I was going to say he was going to cut SCVs on gas, but looks like he's actually going to keep them on there. So maybe the observer was there just a little bit earlier. I still think he will fast expand, though. And you're right, Moletrap. You're right, Rise. He really has to show himself that he's going to do well in the long game here. And Bisu is going to definitely open for a mid-game attack here at earliest. So Firebathero is going to have to survive at the early game here in the mid-game. I do expect him to fast expand, though, and take advantage of the power of tanks on this map. And then we'll see what happens from there on.
Yeah, he had the advantage of taking out the quick expansion by Much. He's not going to have that advantage going into this game. He's putting out a lot of Marines and getting a second factory down, so it looks like Firebathero is planning for a bit of a quick push.
Whoops.
Luckily for Much, Bisu, he's also going for some quicker tech, so he's going to be pretty prepared, I think, for a quick push, assuming that he actually gets enough troops out. I didn't see if he had a second gateway. He probably needs a second gateway at this point, and that might be a problem for him if he's only got 1 gateway putting out troops, and this 2 factory push comes out, because I don't think he saw the second factory going down, so he's not exactly sure what Firebathero is doing. And now he's actually pushing in with a couple Dragoons just to prod the defenses, see exactly what he has, and actually, Firebathero, for some reason, forfeiting the high ground just to get that extra Marine involved. Okay, he was just buying time for that tank to come out. And yeah, this map, if you can get set up, if you can actually take that first expansion, then as a Terran, you have opportunity to just move out, and you can pretty much set up troops right about where that probe was, and protect generally you have kind of a core defense there, and be able to branch out and protect like 3 or 4 expansions pretty easily. So if it does go in a long game, it's going to favor Firebathero, I think. But you know, it's going to be. Bisu's a strong player too. He's a very good macro player, so it depends on how that works. Mine's already a research for Firebathero, so he is not kidding around with this push. Except, oh no, that mine. That tricky mine going off, and wow, taking out one of the Dragoons. I was going to say Bisu was doing a good job of picking off Marines and such, but I'm not sure. Oh, no. And he thinks it's a fake double. Oh, man, he thinks it's fake double because he only saw those troops there, the 4 Marines in a tank, usual fake double push. And Firebathero hiding his other troops behind, out of sight. And Bisu might get caught off guard here. He's gone for an expansion. I don't know if he's going to have the troops to bear up to this 2-factory push.
I gotta say, I think a lot of people underestimate Firebathero as a player. They kind of just look at him as a clown. But when you really watch this kid play, he's a very intelligent player. He makes a lot of good moves. He's great at TVT. And I mean, I think anyone who's good at TVT are intelligent players. And Bisu definitely faked out by the fake push, or the fake 2-factory. Fake push. I don't know how you want to say that. It kind of goes in on itself. But, tank getting caught off guard there. But, I mean, Firebathero has a great force to push in on Bisu with. And I find Protoss tend to be particularly vulnerable to any early push of a Terran player. And with the mines out and everything, Firebathero is in a great position to put on some early pressure and take out that expansion before Bisu can really defend it. If he has siege mode, he's going to be in great shape to take this expansion out. And those mines there, I mean, Bisu is known for taking out mines and being a great minesweeper. And Firebathero put straight into the base and putting mines out right in front of the gateways and putting some serious pressure on Bisu. But Bisu going to come back with some Dragoons from behind him, and the probe's coming off the line now. And Firebathero may take this game. This is it's a little early to say right now, but a lot of Dragoons going down, and not many probes. A lot of probes going down to this attack. Is Bisu going to be able to handle this? I don't know. He's going to take out the small force, but he's going to be crippled.
Absolutely crippled here. I think that's almost all the probes of Bisu have been taken out. I mean, that's got to be, man, it's not all of them, but that's got to be over a dozen probes there, plus most of his Dragoons wiped out there by Firebathero's FD push, his fake FD push. I guess we'll call it the real, I guess we'll just call it 2-factory push, because that's what it is. I think there is a Reaver inside of that shuttle, though, so Bisu might be able to exact some comeback here with a good drop, but I'm actually not sure because I don't remember seeing robotics support bay. Yeah, there is no robotics support bay, so that was kind of a fake there. That shuttle was a fake. I don't think Firebathero knew it didn't have a Reaver inside. I was pretty sure it didn't actually because he probably would have used it in the last battle. So it was just basically there to scout, I guess, and to maybe scare Firebathero into pulling his troops back. But anyway, Firebathero looks like he's going to be setting up for expansion of his own. It was an interesting choice by Firebathero not to aim for the natural expansion. I think he could have taken down the natural expansion's nexus easily had he decided to do so. So I wonder which is going to be more valuable, the dozen or so probes he killed or taking down the nexus. Both are certainly, it's a debate for both basically. Firebathero is well prepared for a defense though right now. He's going to have those turrets up, he's going to have tanks up, he even able to protect against the frontal rush. So I'd say Firebathero definitely has a lead right now in this game.
I think he has a bit of a lead, but I have to say, I think it was a big mistake for him to go down that ramp. He had the game clinched. All he had to do was camp on top of that ramp. He had the friggin' high ground. All he needed to do was wait for siege mode, take out that expansion, camp the top of the ridge. Bisu had those 3 Dragoons out in the middle of the map, and I mean, if he had mines on the ramp and siege mode up top, and vultures in the way, and marines, there would be basically no way that Bisu could have broken up that ramp, and Firebathero would have been able to just pressure him to death, take out that expansion. But in the meantime, instead, he ran down the ramp, he took out a lot of probes, yes, but he had cut his own SCVs in order to get that done, so I'm not sure he's that far ahead at this point. Bisu coming in for a little bit of a counterattack here, and may take out that tank. Nicely done, the Scarab shot and the Zealot going in to finish off the tank, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to accomplish quite as much as I'm sure he hoped here. He is coming in for a bit of a drop. Wow, he might be able to take out a couple supply depots or something like that before Firebathero gets his tanks back here to deal with that. And no, he doesn't even stick around for that last Scarab, so Bisu playing a little bit conservatively. But yeah, I mean, I think Firebathero honestly has let Bisu back into this game. I think he had it, and threw his forces away, was not able to keep up that contain, and Bisu is just too good of a player. I mean, we saw right there, he was just way too good of a player, and it was able to kind of break back out, and it would have worked. I think that would have been the finishing blow against a lot of other Protosses if he wouldn't Backho, for instance, or something like that. But Bisu's just too good for that, and now Bisu's still in this game.
Yeah, and you can see Bisu's already getting a second expansion up, so he's definitely getting back in the game economically. So whatever advantage Firebathero did manage to get, Bisu is definitely getting back to his economic state that he was right before that. And, I mean, you're right. I think Firebathero basically could have taken out that Nexus at the expansion originally and then had a pretty good contain going on, but I'm still not so sure that he would have even had the game doing that. I think that with the units that Bisu had behind him, as well as a shuttle ready, not any Reaver, but a shuttle ready to ferry a couple units behind, Bisu probably still would have broken that any contain that Firebathero could have put as early as he did. And I was looking at Firebathero's economy too when the Observer was showing his base again, and he was weakened severely from doing that push. He definitely was behind in SCV production. He had to leave a lot of them, forego making a lot of those SCVs so that he could pump out those units. And now another Wraith coming out to repeat what he did with the other shuttle, and this is a great idea because right now Bisu's basically had free Reaver harass, and he's been going in and not having any sort of retaliation air-wise against his shuttle, and so he's been able to try to pick out weaknesses in Firebathero's defense, and Firebathero basically closing up any holes that he did have, and Bisu putting down an 8th gateway. Yeah, that's 8 gateways, and he's already got his Templar archives up, so he's going to be going storming very soon. We may see some storm drops as well as just storming the tanks. A dropship again for Firebathero of his own, though, and this may be very effective. We'll see. We'll have to see how he uses it, though, because there's no guarantee.
I really like seeing dropships in Terran versus Protoss. I think they're very underutilized, especially, well, just like Terran versus Zerg, I think they're underutilized. Oh, Firebathero making a mistake there, though, running his Wraith in and getting killed by the Dragoons. Oops. But looks like he might just be, oh, he's in a great position for this Vulture drop here. Looks like Bisu's actually going to use his probes to try to kill these Vultures. Firebathero, oh, poor micro there. Looks like he's going to get that Vulture picked off. Oh, he had a tank in there, I see. So that tank might be able to pick off some probes, but I don't think it's going to do that much damage. It's going to get off 2 shots, kill off a couple probes. I think it's going to get 1 more, possibly. Bisu is trying to avoid that mine. Yeah, the mine only hits 1 Zealot instead of dragging him to 4. So a decent harass. I think Firebathero kept his dropship alive. A very close game right now, I have to say. Firebathero has picked up his mineral only, whereas Bisu has picked up his 3rd gas, I believe, at the 3 o'clock location. Bisu has 1 Dark Templar running around, actually, at that 2nd expansion. So it's forcing Firebathero to lift up and pick up his comsats. Very close, and I have to say, the longer this game goes, the more I'm going to favor Bisu to win, because Firebathero just doesn't seem to have that late-game control against Protosses that he really needs against a player of Bisu's quality.
Well, you know, I guess we're going to have to, maybe if he's picked that up a little bit, he might have it. I don't know, because the later the game goes, the better chance Firebathero will have in terms of the map, because now that he's got this 3rd expansion, he can very easily take a 4th, and relatively easily take a 5th. Once the game gets later, once we get larger armies being built up here, it's going to be easier for Firebathero to just do a kind of a push down the middle of the map. The map is really set up for that kind of a push to be pretty effective, so it could go either way. It's going to depend on how aggressive both players are, I think. Bisu in how aggressive he is in expanding. If he expands a lot and Firebathero doesn't do anything about it, then he'll be able to out-macro him. I think it's going to be a macro game from here on out. Looks like 7 factories now for Firebathero, only a couple machine shops. So that might be a problem in the long run if he loses his tanks. He's not going to be able to rebuild them. But now he's doing a little bit of a drop here on Bisu, putting all kinds of mines outside of his gateways. Bisu's reinforcements are going to be in a lot of trouble, and 1 tank going down as well. Very nicely done, ferrying extra vultures in there, and the vultures just kind of keeping the, oh, never mind, I was going to say keeping the zealots occupied, but one of them gets through, gets a mine shot off on that tank, so not a lot of damage done, actually. I thought for a second that was going to be really devastating, but didn't end up doing too much damage, and I think Firebathero, I mean, he's going to need to do a little bit better harassment. He hasn't done terribly good harassment so far in this series. He's going to need to pick that up a little bit if he's going to keep Bisu's economy down. Bisu now getting a 4th base over here. So, yeah, Firebathero is either going to have to stomp on that base or get another base of his own or something like that if he's going to keep the economic advantage, because I think he's been a little bit behind since the beginning.
Well, Bisu's going for Arbiters now, and Firebathero's got his dual upgrades going on his dual armories, and he's got a science facility going down so he can at least get the 2-2 and continue on from there. I think basically what we're going to see right now is brute force pushing forward from both players. I haven't seen too much finesse at all in this match to begin with, and I haven't even seen Templars out for Bisu, who's had a Templar he had DTs up, but he hasn't had High Templars out since he's had that Templar Archives up, and I'm really surprised about that, because I would expect another drop going down for Firebathero, so perhaps his harassing abilities are slightly improving as he plays, because this one definitely a lot more successful than his previous ones, having Bisu's units completely out of position here. However, that tank is all by itself right now, and pretty much a probe could take it out. But those mines actually taking out a goon as well, and that tank's going to continue. Well, no, he's going to be taken out. So a slightly effective harassment there for Firebathero, but I think he would need a couple shuttles to really boost that up. I think he should also be getting vultures out on the map a lot more. A lot of really good Terran players, what you'll see is they basically have vultures running around the entire time, constantly harassing Protoss players' economy, laying mines down all over the place, and while Bisu, who by the way has an Arbiter out right now, is very good at mine sweeping, no matter how many mines he's able to sweep, if you continually put him out by making cheap units like vultures, he's going to have a tough time. And here we see there are plenty of mines out, but I think those are more mines for spotting. So Firebathero can expect what's coming. And another, man, Bisu is getting whacked on this front over here as Firebathero continually drops units in the back corner of this base. Again, the double vulture and tank drop that he's got over here, and taking out quite a few probes in one shot again. And it looks like Bisu's trying to push in at one of Firebathero's expansion at the same time, and unable to do so, though. And now Bisu trying to take out these units with a single zealot, not going to be successful with that. And now that Firebathero has taken out that cannon, he's able to lay some mines down to take out any units trying to advance. And again, that tank is doing a great job of just fending off a few Dragoons at a time. And he is going to lose that dropship now, and he may have to make a new one. And it looks like Firebathero is finally going to push out. I don't know if he he definitely knows about the Arbiter now as he just scans it, but I don't know if he knew about it before. I haven't seen any Goliaths out for him, which is something he's going to want to do. And it looks like the Arbiter may actually be going in for a recall as it goes. And actually, yeah, we do see a couple of Goliaths, but it looks like that Arbiter may be thinking about a recall heading towards the back of one of the expansions of Bisu. Firebathero looks like he's going to try to put some pressure on, and Bisu, Arbiter in the back, ready to recall, and no, it's right through the expansion, no. But Firebathero's going to have seen that most likely, so Bisu recalling his units right out of the heat of battle into where the armories and supply is of Firebathero, and this could be bad, guys. This could be real bad for Firebathero.
Yeah, Firebathero is going to lose both of his armories, so slowing down his upgrades. Although I don't think that was necessarily the best position. He's going to get the armories, but, well, that armory is going to burn down, I think. Yeah, but he's not going to get too much other than supplies. I think maybe if he had pushed forward a little bit and gone for the factories, he would have been a little more successful. But looks like, well, that's where he landed, and that's where he's going to have to make a stand. That was a smart move, though. As Firebathero was about to kill off those units, that was a perfect recall there, and I'm not sure what's inside of that shuttle. It could be a couple of High Templar to do some storming of SCVs, but looks like meanwhile Firebathero is just going to respond by moving his entire army to the south there, and he's probably going to pick off both of those expansions there. There's not much Bisu can do about it. Meanwhile, Bisu might be going for a counterattack right at the front here, so crazy. Both players are going to ignore defense here, and it's going to be all in for Bisu, though. If he loses both of his expansions and he doesn't defend, he's going to be in huge trouble. There's only one cannon there on the right side. Bisu is, I think this is a bad decision by Bisu. I guess he feels like he has no choice now that he's been outmaneuvered. He has to attack. Firebathero has no tanks, though. This is a complete surprise to Firebathero. Firebathero could, it just could be an eye for an eye situation here where both players kill each other off. Absolutely nothing for Firebathero except for one tank and a small minefield. I think if Firebathero loses both of his expansions, he'll still be able to win if he can hold his main base. Oh yeah, and also of course he has been hurt a lot in supply, so probably he's going to need to lose some of those forces before he can rebuild. And you know, right now it's going to come down to micro, it's going to come down to APM, who can get their forces, you know, to destroy the other side's base first, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be one for eye for an eye here, basically. And Firebathero having a little bit of trouble here. He needs to push in, of course, and take Bisu out.
I think that this is for a second I thought Bisu had lost this game, but this has turned out to be really close because of the fact that normally the Terran player in that kind of a situation is going to have their reinforcements coming in to kind of clean up the incoming attack, and Terrans are stronger at defending. But because he lost all the supply depots, he didn't have any reinforcements coming in. He had nothing, and Bisu was able to stomp all over his expansions as well. Bisu basically has no mining though right now at all, and Firebathero still has the base on the left side here that he's still mining with. So I think it looks like Firebathero, and yeah, to some tanks coming out. Firebathero looks as if he is going to take this this game because he is defending a little bit better. Bisu not defending his main base at all. Bisu, yeah, here's Bisu's last remaining mining. No, never mind, he still has a base at the bottom right, so it could go either way at this point. And critically, Firebathero is now losing some of his factories. It looks like his tanks have finally been taken out, so this is really actually too crazy to call, but I think if he loses those factories, any more of those factories, Firebathero will in fact lose this game after all.
Double command center.
Yeah, but I think Firebathero actually has a better defense at his base right now, because there's really not... First, Bisu's not actually able to reinforce his units much other than recall, and he only has a few dragoons there. Stasis on one tank, I don't know how effective that'll be. And there is the other thing, the other X factor. Bisu is not able to lift off. Oh, Stasis going off on the science vessel, which is definitely going to help Bisu, who, by the way, has DTs at his main. There you see him right there. And scan going down, but the scan a little wasted right there. I think Firebathero has used a lot of his scanning abilities, and he's got to be careful. But he has vultures, but scan going down, and he's definitely going to be able to take out a few of those DTs. At least if he can get a couple more down, he's going to win this game, I think. Those DTs are the other X factor for Bisu right now, and I think Firebathero may actually take this after all. And that science vessel, for sure, is going to be ready in any time with stasis wearing off, even with those DTs, and Scan's still going down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The double command center may have just saved Firebathero there. Notice that he had both those command centers at the 9 o'clock location, both for the scanners only. And he needs those scans. Oh, it looks like DT is going to get among the tanks. It's going to come down to how many scans are left. Bisu, oh no! Firebathero's science vessel, just like you said, comes back in time, and this could be the end for Bisu here. Firebathero has taken out, this is the last mining expansion, so Bisu has all of his gateways still, but probably very, very few minerals left. I don't think he managed to, no, actually, even the attack on Firebathero's base has been stopped, I think. There's no more units inside of the perimeter anymore, so Firebathero is going to win this game, I think. There's pretty much no way for Bisu to come back. Yeah, Bisu trying to send in one DT at a time to waste the scans, but that one science vessel and these scanners everywhere are going to help him win. Firebathero has fought off the attack on the main finally. I do question Bisu. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess it's really too hard to say because neither player had complete information about the other, and Bisu perhaps thought he could get away with reinforcing units from his gateways and beating Firebathero in the process, but it was just a little bit more difficult for him to kill off Firebathero, and it looks like now he's stuck with just a small Dragoon force. Even if he wipes out Firebathero's force, I think Firebathero will still win this game.
Yeah, Bisu doesn't have any mining at all right now, and Firebathero critically does have that one expansion, and he even saved his main. I didn't think he was going to save his main. I didn't see if maybe Bisu had pulled some of his forces out to try and pull back and defend or something like that. But I think it's probably just a matter of Firebathero slowly defended it with his troops popping out, what have you. These Dark Templars, I mean, DTs are very, very good strategic unit. They're also Protoss's last-ditch defense when, you know, it's kind of a desperation move as well. So I think that's all these Dark Templar as a kind of Bisu's last-ditch desperation defense. And this Dark Templar is going to go down there to a Comsat. Yeah, that double Comsat station, plus saving the Comsat station in his main, that's 3 stations right there. So that's the only reason I think why Firebathero is, well, one of the primary reasons why Firebathero has managed to take this game is because he was able to scan so much and counteract those Dark Templar. Otherwise, the last-ditch defense could have possibly done it. Here's the last attack for Bisu. These are his last remaining forces. And I think once they go down, then that's going to be pretty much GG. Vulture's getting in the way of those Dragoons. And
GG!
GG coming from Bisu. Firebathero, now we're going to see that
what's
ceremony, I think. What is he going to do? He's just owned 2-0 two of the best Protoss in the world, and he deserves these pelvic thrusts.
And out come the steeple pelvic thrust that we all expect from Firebathero. I am not disappointed, but unfortunately, he didn't win the second game against Much. I wish he played Much second, and then we could have really seen a good celebration, I think.
It's too bad the camera didn't focus on his center stage performance there. Pelvic thrusts for the win. I can't believe it. Firebathero showing excellent TVP play, I have to say.
Yeah, I think he actually has a chance to go pretty deep in the MSL. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but his play has been stellar. Obviously, blowing through 2 very renowned Protoss players, really without much of a problem. I mean, he won both those games pretty much hands down throughout the entire thing. I think he had at least the advantage the entire time, and that's nothing to scoff at, considering the fact that his worst matchup is PVT or TVP for him, I guess. But again, I'm really impressed by his play, and I'm really looking forward to him in the next matchups.
That is a definite example of what I like to call balls-aliciousness. Seriously, your worst matchup is TVP, and you're going up against a guy in the first round that you've almost never beaten, that has humiliated you in the past, and you still go 2-0 in your group against 2 of the best Protoss in the scene right now. That is pretty epic. That is very, very hardcore. I have got if I had a hat right now, I would take it off and give it to Firebathero, because that is just hardcore right there. Very nice play by Firebathero. I think he's probably just, indirectly told a lot of his detractors to STFU right now.
And with that being said, there's still 2 more games left, so stay tuned. For the next game will be Bisu beating up Backho, and then the next game will be Much beating up Backho, and then we'll probably have Bisu versus Much in the final game of this best of 5, or this group rather.
Yep, let's go move on. Thanks for listening.